Ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays, hello. I am Zach and I like movies, and I am here to talk about the newest movie from director Rose Glass, Love, Lies, Bleeding. So, Rose Glass made a name for herself with her debut indie drama horror religion movie, Saint Maud. Had a bit of a rough start going because it came out I think early 2021 when we were still kind of in the midst of COVID. But eventually it did find its audience and it did garner on her glass a lot of acclaim and a lot of notice. And while I personally am not not quite head over heels in love with it like a lot of other people I've seen are, I do respect it, and I do still think that it's a solid first movie. It's a movie that I didn't love, but I really saw the potential in it. I really liked liked Rose Glass's voice as a director. She clearly had an eye for atmosphere, had a really good sense of pace, a good sense of build up, excellent sense of tension, a good use of also using a low budget, because while it wasn't I think maybe a little over 2 million, something like that. It definitely felt a little bit more, and felt more than what you were seeing on screen. So again, it definitely piqued my interest in and I really wanted to see what Rose Glass would do next. And what she did next was this movie, Love, Lies, Bleeding, a sexy, grungy crime noir that is so damn good. This is already one of my favorite movies of the year. Fantastic. So it stars Kristen Stewart as Lou, and she's a kind of standoffish gym owner in late 80s. I want to say, what is this? New Mexico? It's a little vague where exactly they are, but it's about a couple hours drive from Vegas. And she meets up with Jackie, played by Katy O'Brien, who is a bodybuilder who wants to work up towards this bodybuilding competition in Vegas, and they hook up, and it's just hot and sweaty and sexy. But things start to really start to build up, and build bad when Lou's past, dealing with her father, played by Ed Harris, a really creepy Ed Harris, really starts to come to calling. And let me just start off with the performances here, because everyone here is excellent, and this is super really carried by both Kristen Stewart and Katy O'Brien. Kristen Stewart, I know a lot of people still can't really get over the hurdle of Twilight, which is a real shame, because I think, much like Robert Pattinson, Kristen has made a lot of really interesting choices for roles and the kind of people she was working with in really since Twilight. She's really been cashing in on that. She never really felt like she's been taking roles for the money, at least not most of the time, because she's worked with the likes of Olivia Sayas. She's worked with Kelly Reichardt and Pablo Larraín in that Princess Diana movie Spencer, which she was absolutely phenomenal in. After that movie, I will follow Kristen Stewart into hell. She was so great in this, and she's been really, I think, kind of gotten more comfortable in her skin, ever since coming out, and just kind of fully, again, like Robert Pattinson, now that they've shaken off the sort of the allure of their big franchise on-screen presences, and they can kind of reinvent themselves as their natural selves of just being kind of a weirdo, a genuine neurotic weirdo. And she's very, and I really loved how she's presented herself lately. She's had a lot of good chances to really show off too, and she does show off here. She's got this really this kind of gender bendy look to her. She's smoking a lot. She's a really good movie smoker too, and she's wearing a bunch of mannish clothing. She has these great fits that are like very butch, but and also she has the her hair is like all it's sort of like kind of ratty and messy, and like her eyes, she looks like she hasn't like had a good night's sleep in a couple of days. It's a good look. She really rocks that look. And similarly rocking a look is Katy O'Brien in a real star-making role as essentially lean beef patty. She is big and she is beautiful, and she really exudes a presence, not just with the body, but like also she has this really commanding personality to her too. And speaking of the body, like so much of like both with Saint Maud and especially in Love Lies Bleeding, there's a lot of focus on the strain of the body. Like there's a plot line where like Jackie like starts taking steroids, and every time she's working out, we not only like feel it, we hear it. The sound design in this movie is incredible. It's you like hear every stretch and strain of muscle fiber and every like crunch and grind of bone. It's the kind of sound design that's like it's like squishy and squelchy. Like you feel like you hear tendons pop. The kind it's that kind of sound design. And man, and something I really love about both Katy and Kristen together is that this movie has what I think has seriously been missing in cinema lately, and that's a sense of eroticism. Like there's a lot of ink has been spilled about this aversion and even repulsion towards sex scenes in movies, and even like sensuality in movies, that I think has been sorely just misunderstood and sorely just like overlooked. And there's a palpable in here there's a palpable feeling of lust first. You know, it's that feeling of like throwing caution to the wind and just getting into bed with this person because you just really want to fuck them. You just come on, can you blame either of these two ladies? They're awesome. They're awesome. They're gorgeous in their own ways. And but then the way that the plot develops, like it's sort of like the more the time is spent between the two, and you start like more things get revealed, and they start questioning, oh, who is really this person? Should I have thrown caution in the wind? What's gonna happen next? And things do get wild. They get crazy. They get kind of crazy. Like there's a lot of tension, but there's a lot of tension not just with Ed Harris here, who is wow, like man, like it's been a minute since I've seen Ed Harris in a movie, but it's like he's aged like 10 years since the last time I saw him. It's like he has a face of like old leather, and he has he has a rat's tail in this that is just disgusting. Like it's especially weird because like he's completely bald, like right up across the top, and like his side, like the rest of his hair down here is like past his shoulders, and it's like it doesn't look clean either. And then there's there's a Lou's sister who's married to Dave Franco, who's a real piece of shit in this, and he's just like a real abusive husband. Dave Franco gives a jaw-dropping performance in this movie, and there's also ooh, if you want to talk about like grungy and kind of like intense, there's Anna Barushnikov as this character that kind of has a crush on Lou, but she's a lot more perceptive than anyone gives her credit for. There's at least a pair of creepy moments with her, like just ugh. Anna Barushnikov is great in this role, and man, the vibes are just so bad with her. And man, like again, the atmosphere is so consistent. Mostly because like from the first frame, there's a real sense of like not just that eroticism, but this menace too. Like it's shot a lot in this like gorgeous darkness. Again, very neo-noir soaked, especially coming from the great synth score by Clint Mansell, who you might remember from doing the score for Drive, which is another modern great modern neo-noir. And it's so good. It's so very, it keeps keeps the tension up. It keeps the eroticism up, and all the way towards the climax, which I can't say what it is, because it's kind of one of those like A24. It's kind of a moment you sort of expect now in an A24 movie, where things get weird, and weird in a way that this might turn some people off from the movie. That being said, some people might, it might awaken something in other people. What happens in this at the end of the movie? But I was a little surprised by it, but I definitely was into it. I was laughing in a good way. I was laughing at it because like I was so surprised, but like it felt like it was built up. And sure, the effects are a touch iffy, but again, I think it really worked. And as far as like some complaints go, I don't think Jackie is quite as like well defined as Lou is, but there is a lot of but that's a role that like is definitely backed up by Katy's charisma, her screen presence, and she has so. This really does feel like I'm watching a star being born, and she's had like some roles before in like The Mandalorian, and I think like it was one of the Marvel movies. I don't remember which. It was like one of the latest ones. I want to say it was like Ant-Man, maybe. But this one right here, I think really should put her at the top of casting lists. And again, Kristen Stewart also is just so good. She's so good. I really want people to stop discounting Kristen Stewart. She's so good. And like there's a moment here where she's asked a question and she has a pause, and you can see on her face just everything in her life that's led up to this moment between Jack, with everything that's happened, and she's just like, yep, just the way she says yep, just it gave me that juice of just, yes, this is a great performance. That was so good. And yeah, I really can't sing this movie's praises enough. This was basically tailor-made to all of my tastes. The muscle mommy, the being horny for the muscle mommy, the horniness in general, the neo-noir like grit, the grungy atmosphere, the Clint Mansell score, the Kristen Stewart. It's so good. I cannot tell I have to tell everyone to watch this movie. This needs to be the hit. I need this to be the biggest, most successful be gay do crime movie of the year. I need this, and I am absolutely now down for more Rose Glass. Give her a franchise, please. I think she has such a good eye, such a good ear for stories and for characters. This really jazzed me. I'm floating on air right now. This is so good. This was so great. I think there are some things that like kind of irk me, but and might lose some other people, but I can't say enough good things about this. Really incredible, really great. Go see it. I feel the strongest of 8s. Yeah, hell yeah, I love this movie. It's so good. Yeah, so yeah, that's Love Lies Bleeding. Comment, like, subscribe. What did you think of Love Lies Bleeding? Did you like it? And since I'm me, I have to recommend a movie on top of this, and I have to tell you all to go watch Bound. This is like a mid-90s neo-crime movie, all about two lesbians played by Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon. That was the first movie made by the Wachowski sisters. Yeah, this is pre-Matrix. Wachowskis, and was actually just like 2 days ago, I think, announced that it's coming to Criterion in June. So Criterion 4K for Bound, that is like top of my list. So yeah, watch Love Life is Bleeding, watch Bound. I'm gonna go watch movies, but actually I have to pay I have to like file my taxes first. But after that, I'll be watching a whole lot of more movies, and I hope you do too. And I will see you all there.